These rocky shores where I call home, where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, it's these rocky shores, it's where I long to be. Yes, it's these rocky shores, they are home to me.
Whenever I leave here, it hurts me so, with tears in my eyes. Why you go? There ain't no work, and the kids need new clothes. The bills need paying, so off I must go.
These rocky shores, where I call home, where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, yes, these rocky shores, it's where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they're home to me.
I think to myself, where did it all go? The life I once had on the ocean's mighty road. With tears in my eyes and my head in my hands, away from my family, I hope they understand.
That is these rocky shores, where I call home, it's where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, yes, these rocky shores, where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they are home to me. Yes, these rocky shores, they are home to me.
Good evening and welcome to this week in review. Tonight's stories include all lights from the Winter Carnival Week, new renovations at the Community Centre and the Council Report. These stories plus community events, the BBS Playbill, Off the Rack and more coming up after this.
Just look at her. What a difference. Until a few months ago, we thought kidney dialysis was her only chance. But then a kidney donor was found. Someone took the time to sign a donor card and tell their family their wishes. Please discuss organ donation with your family and sign a donor card today. You'll give someone like Michelle a second chance.
This message was brought to you by the Kidney Foundation of Canada and your local station.
Winter Carnival Week was from Wednesday, February 24th to Monday, March the 1st. There was plenty of activities for people to take part in. There was a potluck supper, darts, bingo, that's just to name a few. Here are some highlights from Winter Carnival 99.
All them cool, those hearts that have no scars to show, the ones that never do let go, and risk the tables being turned. And we call them fools who have to dance with the flame, who chance the sorrow and the shame that always comes with getting burned. But you've got to be tough when consumed by desire, 'cause it's not enough just to stand outside the fire. Call them strong, those who face this world alone, who seem to get by on their own, those who will never take the fall. And we call them weak, who are unable to resist the slightest chance that might exist, and for that forsake it all. They're so hell-bent on giving, walking a wire, convinced it's not living if you stand outside the fire. Standing outside the fire, standing outside the fire. Life is not tried, it is merely survived if you're standing outside the fire. Standing outside the fire. Standing outside the fire. Standing outside the fire. Life is not tried, it is merely survived if you're standing outside the fire. Standing outside the fire. If you're standing outside the fire.
As some of the public may have noticed, the community centre has received a few renovations. The front wall, which once held the Lions symbol, has been covered with plywood and painted white. The coat rack near this area has been removed. The ceiling has been painted and small wooden strips has been added. This was for people using the community centre to put their decorations instead of putting holes in the ceiling. The bar area is sporting a new look as well. The birch logs have been removed and the area is now covered with pine board. Although the renovations are few, they certainly make the community centre look a whole lot nicer and brighter. Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review coming up after this.
The Government of Canada has good news for seniors. Now it's easier to renew the Guaranteed Income Supplement or the Spouse's Allowance. Most pensioners will have their benefits renewed automatically by filing an income tax return. We recently sent you a letter about this. If you haven't received it, please call Human Resources Development Canada free of charge at 1-800-277-9914.
In November, we told you about a group of Level 3 students that were working on some anti-violence skits. Well, we took our camera to the Social Services Building on Thursday and spoke to Jody Sims and Colin Buckland about how their skits were progressing. We also watched as they practiced for their upcoming performances. And Jody Sims, and they're two students who are working with the Level 3 students with the anti-violence skits. What stage of the process are you at now?
Right now we're finalizing our plays and we're soon getting ready to practice the acting portion of this when we travel. We already did practice.
So I understand from last time I spoke to you that Mrs. Barter was supposed to be working with you. Is she working with you now or is that later on?
Right now she revised our skits and give us some insight to what we should do to change them and make them better, and in the very near future she'll help us out with the production part.
Okay. So you're not actually practicing your plays yet then, are you?
Not at this moment, but very soon.
Okay. When are you planning to travel to Ramia, Francois, and Grey River?
Well, we're leaving on 29th of March, and on 29th we're going to Ramia. On 30th, we're going to Grable. We're going to come back on the 31st. And after we come back, we're going to decide when to do it in Burgel. Because the French students are open to come to Burgel to see the flags. They're using, they're going to Corbett, so we're open to catch them on the way.
Oh, so they're going out for another school project. So you're hoping that they can spend some time here and you can do the plays here for Francois and Burgel.
Both schools.
Okay. Approximately how long are your skits?
Well, they're going to be hour long, that's including the discussion using the skits.
Okay, so you're going to put off your skits and then you're going to have discussion among small groups or big groups or
The full school.
whatever is there at. Okay. How many skits do you have?
Well, for elementary school, we have 4, and for high school, we have 3.
Okay, so I understand you got 2 groups. One group working with the elementary school students and one group working with high school students, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Colin, you're working with the high school, right? Elementary. Okay, sorry. So what's some of the topics you'll be discussing at the elementary school level?
We'll be discussing topics that deal with youngsters there, like child abuse and peer violence and bullying and controlling your anger, things like that. Stuff that deal with society.
Okay, Jody, with high school.
We're also doing peer violence, and we're doing sexual harassment and dating violence.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. And hopefully now we'll be able to get a few shots of you practicing your plays.
Violence. The story takes place at Jennifer's sleepover. Girls are all in a circle gossiping about boys.
Hey, where's Kelsey? She should have been here ages ago.
I called her before I left, and she said Justin was picking her up to go for a drive before she came over.
That's nothing new. Justin always seems to want her for himself lately.
I guess that's what Justin wants to be with her a lot now because he's leaving next month. Yeah, no?
Yeah, I know, but still. She could have at least came over earlier. It is my birthday, you know, Dominique.
God, Kelsey, what have you got on? You look like something that come off the street.
Justin, you gave a shirt to me. You picked it out yourself.
Well, you must have put on like 50 pounds because you look fat. How many rolls have you got?
We have to hurry out. I gotta go to gym, you know.
I don't think so. I'm leaving next month, and all you want to do is hang out with your stupid friends?
Come on, Justin. It's only a sleepover. We're not gonna be roaming around all night, you know.
You better not, because there are funds that you are, you better watch out. And you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We've been through this before, Justin.
What do you mean we've been through this before? Are you saying it like this all the time?
Justin, you know if we're not getting along, it's been different. I think that we should break up. I mean, you're going away, and you know it's pointless.
What? You?
Elementary school, and it's about controlling your anger. From a very young age, it is important to learn how to control your emotional anger. Whether in school, home, or just out with friends, if you fail to control anger, it will lead to trouble with authority figures. The teacher is making the rounds when 2 kids are in a group doing a coloring project. One kid wants the crayon and the other one is using it.
Kelly and Josh are coloring a picture. Josh is coloring the sun yellow, and Kelly decides that she wants the yellow crayon as well.
Give me that crayon, Josh.
I'm using it now.
I need to use it, you know.
I was using it first.
You stupid, I want it now. Give it to me.
No.
Come on, give me the kid crayon.
No, what do you want it for?
Because I'm coloring the sun.
Kids, calm down. What's the problem?
Josh won't give me the yellow crayon. I needs it, and he won't give it to me.
Was he using it?
Yeah, but I wants it, and he won't give it to me. I only wanted to use a stupid yellow crayon. He's being weenie.
I would have given it after I was finished, boy.
Yeah, whatever. You're just saying it. I wants it now.
Oh, yeah.
This is just a start. The students will practice their skits without the paper, use props, and practice on stage. We look forward to seeing the finished product. Now over to Mayor Ann with the council report.
Good evening, everyone. I have the council report for the regular meeting held on March the 3rd, 1999. All members were in attendance at this meeting, and this was a good thing to see, to have all of our members at the meeting. Items discussed were recreation complex. There have been no new developments on this complex lately. However, there is a meeting set up between our new MHA, Mr. Calvin Parsons, Handy Butt of the school board, and the other members of this committee. And that meeting is being set up for Wednesday, March the 10th. So we'll see probably which route we'll be taking from there. Ownership of the Burgeo Hospital, we've, with the help of our new MHA, we have got that down to that Confederation Life of Toronto is the owners of the hospital. It's a 30-year lease. It's what they call a three-way lease. However, it's not that clear whether they are taxable or not. So at this time, lawyers from Municipal Affairs and lawyers from the hospital are consulting and seeing which act will supersede which act and whether taxes will be liable for the hospital. Where it haven't cost the town one red penny so far, so therefore we're going to stay in there as long as we can and find out just what the situation is regarding taxation for the hospital. Our fish plant, there haven't been any new developments other than that at the crab seminars held in Gander, there was some opposition from FANL, that's the Fishery Association of Newfoundland and Labrador. It's something that we wish didn't happen, but it did. What effect that's going to have on the crab for Burgeo, I guess is anyone's guess. I'm in contact with Mr. Ridge Anstey, who's still trying to do everything he can, and hopefully that I'll have something whereby I can call a meeting of the committee and report during the next week. However, even though it dampens my enthusiasm some, I'm still not down to the point where I can say there's nothing going to happen. Council received a request from the Health Committee requesting funding to support a drug alcohol program which they want to set up here in the town of Burgeo. Apparently the Health Committee have identified that Burgeo has a serious drug and alcohol problem. They had they were requesting something in the vicinity of $100,000. That's what their program will be. That would fund this program for 19 months, in which they had hoped to get $50,000 from the federal government and then partner up with different interests around town and so on for the remainder. This came in for a very lengthy discussion, and there was a motion moved and seconded and resolved that council approve this proposal in principle, subject to receiving the revised estimate, but is not making any financial commitment at this time. So what that means is that this committee will be submitting a 12-month proposal back to council. Council approves this in principle, and I guess will then decide just how much money they will be funding they will be giving to this this project. Your mayor did not vote in favor of this proposal, and personally I don't see where this big drug alcohol problem is in Burgeo, and given the millions that the provincial and federal government is spending on drug and alcohol abuse, and in my own opinion they're batting close to zero, I can't see what a little minute amount of money that this town can put into such a program could do to bring about any change. However, that is the wish of council, that we would approve in principle, and I guess the financial package will be negotiated later. The Cape Royal Monument. This item has been on the go for some months now, and it was a good chance to resolve the issue, as we had 7 councillors present. There were 8 families directly affected by the loss of the Cape Royal. 5 of these families fully supported the removal of the monument from the cemetery to the proposed site. 3 of the families did not support the move of the memorial. This subject was debated and discussed at some length, and it was moved and seconded that the monument will be left at the cemetery and there would be no changes. This motion was carried on a vote of 5-2. I did not vote in favor of this motion, and 1 other councillor did not vote in favor of the motion. However, as it sits, the case is over. The monument remains where it is. Council accepted a policy for funding for the Recreation Commission. The Recreation Commission has been in effect, I think, for some years here in Burgeo, and there's no guidelines or parameters set up for the way it operated, and really the accountability as to just how the how the money was dispersed was not what would be considered good accounting practices. The town manager and Councillor Sims did inquiries with other towns and came up with a policy that is more in line with other municipalities, whereby the disbursement of funds for recreation purposes will be more accountable, and I think it will make the Commission feel a whole lot easier and give them more information as to what they should be approving and what they shouldn't be approving. So Council adopted that policy with everyone in favor. Last year we called tenders for a new auditor to do the books for the year 1998. Well, the time has come for us to get our books audited, and this auditor has informed us that he no longer does municipal work. Given that, there was a motion made that we accept Bonnell Cole Janes to do our audit for the year 1998. And the Minister of Municipal Affairs will be advised accordingly that this is the company which will be doing our audit for that year. Mr. Cyril Warren, the liaison officer between the Burgeo Diversification Development Board and Council, advised Council that it is looking good that there will be another development officer appointed for Burgeo. The officer will no doubt have to take in Burgeo and Ramya, as it is felt that there's not really enough work for a development officer in Burgeo and Ramya. The officer will be stationed at Burgeo, and he also advised that with regard to innovative fisheries development, there's some agreement between BDDB and ACOA and IFD, and it has struck a little snag, but it seems as if it's something that probably they'll get over, but it's certain parts of the contract which it appears as if Innovative Fisheries is not too pleased with signing. So that's where that development stands at the present time. There was a motion made to extend an invitation to the RCMP to attend one of our council meetings, whichever is most convenient for them, and to try bring the council up to date with regard to this serious drug and alcohol problem which seems to be in our town. I don't think the problem is that serious, but we'll just see. Registration for Tidy Towns. It was agreed that our town would be registered again for 1999 Tidy Towns. As you know, our town got 4 pitcher plants last year, so it's hoped that this year we can rectify some of the things that were pointed out to us in our report from last year, and have a good shot at winning the award this year. Our town manager, Mr. Doug Candle, will be heading up that program this year, and best of luck, Doug. That was about all there was for council for the meeting, other than there was some housekeeping things brought up, such as ditching and guard railing, rock removal, and so on. So that's it from council for this week. Thank you.
Stay with us for Off the Rack, community events, and the BBS Playbill, all after this.
This is the place where the dawn breaks earliest, the new year comes soonest, where the Atlantic first meets the New World, the oldest city in North America, the far east of the Western world. Imagine that. Come for a good time and we'll sweep you off your feet with jigs and reels and festivals and the world's most friendly folk. Dance your cares away at the Kelligrew Soiree. Imagine that.
Off the Rack. This week, as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape of a mock jail that the Lioness held in 1992. It looks like there's plenty of work for the police to do.
Welcome to the community event segment of tonight's broadcast. I'm Rhonda Green. The winner of the Lioness TV Bingo out on Wednesday was June Compton. Congratulations, June. Preschool will be having a TV Bingo on Wednesday, March the 10th at 7 p.m. Cards are available from any preschool students and in most stores around town. Please support the preschool Play TV Bingo. March is Kidney Foundation Month. The Burnett's will be canvassing the town the month of March. Please support this worthwhile cause when a canvasser comes knocking at your door. The BDDB is accepting nominations for one position on its board of directors. Nominations can be submitted to Teresa Peterson, coordinator, and/or town clerk or manager on or before 4:30 p.m. March 16, 1999. Elections will be held at the first regular meeting of the BDDB after the closing date. The driver examiner will be in Burgeo on Wednesday, March the 10th, to do written and road tests as well as photo IDs. Need someone to talk about your future? There may be options available to help you build a more secure future. We can help you prepare a plan and whenever possible, support your goals. It's all up to you. We can offer suggestions, directions, and support. If you want to talk about your future and find out what programs and services may be open to you, please contact the outreach at 886-3389. It is informal and it could help you build a more secure future. If your group or organization has an upcoming event plan, we would be happy to advertise it for you. You can contact the BBS office by Wednesday of each week to have items included in this portion of our broadcast. That concludes the community event segment of tonight's program. See you next week.
BBS Playbill. Tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for the rebroadcast of Pansy's Garden. Join us on Wednesday, March the 10th for the preschool TV bingo, and you could be the next winner. Stay tuned after bingo and we will have a snowmobile video entitled No Second Chance. On Thursday, we will have the rebroadcast of the Ladies Bandwagon. Join Pansy and the gang for 2 stories, a craft, lots of fun on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. on Pansy's Garden. On Sunday at 6:30 p.m., we will have a worship service from the Anglican Church. Please stay tuned now for the Ladies Bandwagon. We hope you enjoy it. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night.